love my channel and would like to show your support, please click on the link below this video and become the patron of the Ushanka Show. For as little as $1, you can help us grow and create the new interesting videos about the life in Soviet Union. Hello comrades and welcome back to the Ushanka Show. And the topic of today's video is vacation in the Soviet Union. But before we actually start talking about how the Soviet people like to spend their vacation time, we need to have a little refresher in geography. If you look at the map of the Soviet Union and United States and compare how the countries are located, you could tell there's a big difference about location. Pretty much Soviet Union and now Russia is in relation to United States, it's a Canada, it's just twice bigger in size. So I live in Southwest Michigan, and this is pretty much the northern part of United States, and we had a lot of jokes about Michiganders and our tough winters and a lot of snow and cold weather that we experience here in Mitten State. At the same time, if you draw the line, as I call the geography term, the parallel, so I live in the same location with the south part of the Crimean Peninsula. So the most southern part of Russia, it's where the almost northern part of the United States is. So no wonder that Soviet people wanted to go south for the vacation to get some sunshine, to get some hot weather, just like probably Canadians do. If you watch my channel, you probably know by now that I spend every summer up north in Ukraine, in the northern Ukraine, in the village with my grandparents, and it's Kiev about, I think, 45th parallel, so that's like a Traverse City and Upper Peninsula area, and the climate's quite similar. So I remember the summers that I spent in the village, they were quite cold. I mean, we had some sunny hot days, but most of the time will be mild weather, could be overcast, cloudy, it can be raining for a week or even longer. We call it cyclone, as it come over and it just covers this whole giant area and you don't see sunshine for quite a long time. So my summers were quite cold, and I always had a habit of every time there will be some sunshine, I'll run outside trying to get some tan. And it took me a long time living here in Michigan to stop loving the sunshine that much, because there is just too much of the sunshine, hot weather here in Michigan. But first years in the summer, like every time there's sunny, I'm trying to be outside without a t-shirt to get some tan, because in Soviet Union, especially like in the area where I lived, sunshine was quite a rare thing in the summer. And actually, it's a little bit off the topic, but one of the reasons why Khrushchev failed was his corn initiative. And remember, if you watch the video about Khrushchev that I made, his nickname was Kukuruznik, the corn guy. It's because they tried to introduce the corn pretty much everywhere, but only in the southern part of Ukraine you can grow corn. In Chernihiv region, northern Ukraine, there wasn't just not enough of the season for the corn to get ripe and harvested. So the only way they were growing corn in the Chernihiv area is just for the food for the animals. So they'll cut it when it's not ready yet and then store it in silos and then feed the cattle in the winter. But otherwise corn wouldn't get ripe in that area. So this is why Soviet people wanted to go down south. They want to go to Crimea area. They want to go to the Black Sea shore to get some sunshine. Because if you look at the map of Soviet Union, you know, Ukraine is in the south, and then you go towards Moscow, towards St. Petersburg, and then Siberia. So most of the Ukraine territory of Soviet Union, it was like a far north of Canada. They had really cold summers and long and very, very cold winters. Well, I remember my parents always were taking vacation in the summer, and it was always the whole month, so 30-day paid vacation. So that sounds fantastic. But it's only in 1970 when the law was signed and accepted that Soviet workers should get at least 15 days of vacation per year. And then with every year that you work at the factory, when you build your so-called stage, then they add maybe another day. So my parents, by the end of 70s, beginning of 80s, they had whole 30 days of paid vacation. And the nice part was that they always get vacation pay up front. So for example, if you get in vacation in July, in the end of June, you get upfront pay the whole month ahead. You get that pay, so-called отпускные. So you have a vacation coming up and you have a money up front that you can spend while you're on vacation. But before 1970, it was quite a bit different. Actually, during the Stalin era, Soviet people, Soviet workers had only 6 days a year of paid vacation. And I believe they also work week was 6 days a week. They only had Sundays off. So there was more hardcore life during the Stalin regime. We were in this, turbo mode, building communism, and we didn't have time for chill. It's only later that we had a nice 30-day vacation and we can enjoy time off. Although not all people could enjoy even in 70s and 80s. For example, my distant relative in the village, the lady named Nila, I mentioned about her, my uncle drew a portrait of her. She was a dayarka, so the lady who milks the cows, and they were milking by hand most of the time. I think it's only like after 80s they actually brought the machinery to milk the cows. She showed me her workbook, which is трудовая книжка, and she didn't have a single vacation all her life. All the time she worked for 30 or 40 some years, she never ever could take a vacation because she told me, well, cows don't take vacations, so I couldn't take vacation either. So what were the most popular places for Soviet people to go and spend their vacation time? Most of it will be the most popular destination was Crimea Peninsula. And generally people will say we're going south, ехать на юг or ехать на море. So vacation spent at the sea was considered the best vacation. And usually people will spend like 2 weeks, 10 days, and then they do other things around where they live, and they go to the villages to visit their parents if you came originally from the village. So Crimea, and generally Black Sea shore, Sochi, Batumi, Sukhumi in Krasnodar region. And some people like to go north, but not many. So along the Baltic Sea, in the Baltic republics, the popular destinations were like Yurmala. That was the place when people also go. But as I said, you go north, you're not getting a lot of sunshine and warm weather. And even right now, when I tell my friends back home in Ukraine or my viewers in Russia that we go up north for vacation, that's what we do here, they really shocked, because it doesn't make sense to them. Why would you go up north on your vacation? You're supposed to go down south like Florida or something, where's the beaches and ocean. And I was like, man, it's too hot in Michigan in the summer. I don't want to go any more hot south where it's even hotter and more humid. And in fact, I know there's a lot of people from Florida come up north to Michigan to cool off and have a little vacation so you can be outdoors in the summer. If we look at Crimea, this is the beautiful destination. It's surrounded by the Black Sea, and actually the top location in Crimea was so-called UBK. It's a Южный берег Крыма, so southern shore of the Crimea was most sought for location. Although beaches there were not that great because it was quite rocky, but it was really picturesque. It's beautiful places you can explore. You can hike mountains. There are the caves, and the most popular towns, like resort towns in southern part of Crimea, were Yalta and also Alushta. On the other part, Yevpatoria, another popular destination, I was there once when I was like 6 years old, and I'm gonna make a separate video about my experiences being on vacation on the Black Sea. But that one had the best sand beaches in the whole area, but it was quite flat and boring. So besides spending all day on the beach, on the sand, there was not much things to do in Yevpatoria. Other popular destinations for the Soviet people were on the Black Sea shores were Gagra in Abkhazia Republic, and also Pitsunda, which is located pretty close to Gagra. That was hard to go there because it was very popular with Soviet elites, so like Communist Party leaders and other people with connections with so-called blood. I'm gonna talk about that later. They prefer that. It's really nice location because there are mountains along the shore. They protect the beaches from the wind, so it's a really nice and dry and warm air. And around 500,000 people were going to that location in Gagra and Pitsunda every season. The next popular destination will be in Krasnodar region along the Black Sea again, Chorное море. That's the most popular place to go. Of Sochi, you're probably familiar with Sochi now after we had a Winter Olympics. Anapa and Gelendzhik. So those were also popular towns and destinations for vacation for Soviet people. In the northern part, I already mentioned Yurmala on the Baltic Sea and Palanga. Those are like Soviet artists preferred those locations for the summer, or maybe they had a dacha summer home. So as I said, those areas weren't hot, so I kind of see if you're an artist and you want to relax and maybe work on some projects. Hot weather doesn't really help working on art, so cold, calm weather and sea will be more preferable. So Yurmala and Palanga were popular destinations. I actually visited Yurmala once, long time ago. I believe it was 1987. We went to Riga in Latvia as an exchange program. So the school kids from Riga came to Kiev and stayed in our school, and we went to Riga and stayed at their school. We slept on the cots right in school, and then we toured around, and we took a train, local train, and we visited Yurmala. It was quite a cute town. I liked it a lot. So Yurmala and Palanga on the Baltic Sea was a popular destination, also around 500,000 visitors every season. In Ukraine, popular destination was Truskavets in the western Ukraine. It was called Soviet Baden-Baden. Truskavets famous for its mineral waters. So those places were mostly for people who were looking to improve their health. So they had like health spas when people stay and take different, medical treatments and drink mineral waters. Similar location was in Georgia, in Georgia, called Borjomi. And that's also the name of the popular mineral water. Everywhere you could buy Borjomi mineral waters. So those were more destinations for people with health problems. So how did the Soviet people travel to vacation spots? Well, first of all, you could fly by the only airline available in Soviet Union, Aeroflot. And I covered traveling by air quite in detail in my video number 39. So if you're interested to get more information about traveling by Aeroflot in Soviet Union, please check my video number 39. The next way, and it was the most popular way of getting to vacation spots, was by train. Once again, I covered in a really detailed manner topic of traveling by train in Soviet Union in my video number 38. So we'll touch a little bit here, but if you want more details, please check my video number 38, Life in USSR number 38, Traveling by Train in Soviet Union. Another way, you could go by bus, but you only could do the bus if you don't live too far away from vacation spots, like from Crimea, because I don't believe we had overnight bus trips. They're only day trips, so we didn't have like a Greyhound that covers huge distances. Bus was more like semi-local service. But if you're interested about that topic, my video number 37 covers the public transportation and the bus. So 37 is about traveling by bus, video number 38 traveling by train, and video number 39 is traveling by air. And of course, if you were a lucky guy and had your own car in Soviet Union, you could travel by car. So this is the way the Soviet people could get to their destinations. And here we will stop for now, and my next video will get more into details about a little bit about traveling, and then we'll look at the vacation spots and all the interesting details, how people spend their time at the beach. And as always, don't forget to share my video, and if you like the video, don't forget to put the like, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye.